Welcome back, Duelists. Casual Duelist here, and before we get into today's Dream Mirror deck profile, a couple of things. One, I did do a trade online through the channel with one Mr. Drumsticks, and look, I got the proof. Of course, your package did come. I did send mine. You should have received it actually yesterday or tomorrow, based on what the tracking information was saying. And I noticed it just snuck in a couple of other cards, and I thank you for that. I snuck some into the package I sent you too, bud. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll be able to get the last couple of gear cards I need, and then I'll be able to move on with a profile for that. Secondly, we got to talk about who won in week 6, and you guys can blame the wife, love her, or like her. She picked these. So, Human Spider and Aaron Yeager. All you got to do to get some free cards, send me an email to this address. Give me a mailing address to send you some cards to. It's just that simple. I'll send them wherever you are. International doesn't faze me. It's just some cardboard, and it's a great way to say thank you for watching, especially for commenting, because again, you already gave me some time. You give me even more time when you choose to comment. So thank you guys. This is actually all lowercase. Me and her write drastically different. I write I write in caps lock. She doesn't. So just in case you're curious. And then as far as today's deck, Dream Mirrors. So Dream Mirrors got some support cards. We got like 3 brand new cards in Blazing Vortex. We got a new Oneros. We got a new main deck character. What was his name again? Noroi. And then when we got the trap card, the Dream Mirror Recap. So I did want to incorporate those, and I have played Dream Mirrors before. And before I give you the list, it seems like they haven't changed too much from the last time I played them. No, it's not on the channel, but Dream Mirrors seem to be harder to add different engines into as far as deck builds go. And so for the most part, it almost always ends up a pure build anyway. So I'm sorry. First card I'm going to run my Blackluster Soldier Envoy. Yes, I know that there are better characters. Yes, I know Duelist would be a great pick here, but I just don't own it, so I got to play with what I own, and he's still a great boss monster. I am running 2 Mara, Icolas, the Dream Mirror Mara. I'm running 3 Icolas, the Dream Mirror Sprite. I'm going to run doubles of Morpheus as both the Dream Mirror Black Knight and the Dream Mirror White Knight. I'm going to be running 3 copies of the brand new Noroi, the Dream Mirror Disciple, because awesome card is awesome. We are also going to be running a double Phantasos, the Dream Mirror Foe, and double Phantasos, the Dream Mirror Friend. Moving off to the spells, I'm going to be using triple copies of Dream Mirror Phantasms, 3 copies of Dream Mirror of Chaos, and then, of course, 3 Joy and 3 Terror for our field spell lineup. Going into the traps, I recommend the triple copy of Dream Mirror Hypnagogia, as well as the triple Dream Mirror Oneromancy. Double recap, now you could do fine with a single, and something, if you didn't want to run this, you could just as easily throw 2 Pots of Avarice in here and still get all the sweet recycling abilities. There is a loop with the 2 fusion monsters now, to where if you wanted to focus more on the fusion plays, you could. I chose to kind of go mid-range with it and play more links. So I chose to go 2 instead of 1 here, or again, you could choose to go none and just run your Pots of Avarice. And then 3 Solemn Strikes, because I think you guys are maybe getting a little tired of me always using hand traps, but you need to protect yourself against hand traps, and so Solemn Strike is just always going to be a great card in every meta right now. Moving over to the extra deck, you're going to be using 2 copies of Oneros, the Dream King Urkling. You're also going to be using 2 copies of Oneros, the Dream Mirror Tormentor. Great new art there. We got 2 Xyz cards. I'm going to use the Abyss Dweller because we can. And I'm going to use Exiton Knight in case I get behind. And over to my links, it's pretty standard fare, especially for the way that I play. I'm going to have the 1 Appaloosa, the 1 Blackluster Soldier of Chaos, the Boral Sword. Cross Sheep is going to do good things for us with the fusion, allowing us to build a field. The IP Masquerena, because again, you're going to need that turn. This is really a go first and set up deck. This isn't so much a going second deck. You are going to want the Nightmare package of Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn for the obvious reasons. I do like Salamangreat Almirage. But with the number of 1s in here, Link Karibo and Relinquished Anima are also very fine options. And depending on what your sideboard is, definitely the Anima. And that is my 15 cards there. So if you guys stopped in because you wanted to see who won, we did that. If you guys just wanted the deck list, that's fantastic. Mr. Drumsticks, thanks for the trade. And again, that was the proof that I received the package. If this helps you guys, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Please tell your friends. I do take requests. I won't be doing requests this next week because my wife made some requests. It's going to be her birthday, so happy birthday to her. And everybody who's just here for that, you guys are free to go. Everybody else, let's talk about what this deck does. So real quick, the whole thing is just begging to be chaos because it's all light and dark. So playing the 1 Luster Soldier Envoy at the beginning is very timely and it feels fun. Again, you special summon this card by banishing 1 dark and 1 light from your discard pile, and then during each of your turns you select and activate one of the following effects. So you can either banish a monster on the field, and if you do, you can't attack that turn with this card, or if this card destroys an opponent's monster in battle, it can get 1 more attack in a row. So either it attacks twice or banishes. And it's just a good boss level, throw in. I had the space. I didn't want to throw in a Pot of Avarice. Blackluster Soldier. Now, when it comes to the mirrors, everybody but Naroi is going to share an effect. And that is if they are the dark monster and the Joy Mirror is on the field, then we can discard them, send them to the graveyard, tribute them, whatever. And then we can play the other version. So if you have a dark character, you need the light mirror to transform them into the light. If you have a light character, you need the dark mirror to transform them into the dark. So let's just go through this. If this card is special summoned by a Dream Mirror monster effect, you can special summon 1 Dream Mirror monster from your hand except same name. During the main or battle phase, if a Dream Mirror Joy is in a field zone, you may tribute this card. Special summon Icarus, the Dream Mirror Sprite from deck. Each effect once per turn. So, that is important. So, Mara is going to let you special summon somebody else from the hand. And the Sprite, when special summoned, will allow you to add a Dream Mirror card from your deck to your hand. Now, card means it can absolutely be one of our spell traps, increasing its value. That's why this wasn't a 2-2. That's why it's a 3-2. And it, again, same thing, quick effect. If the other mirror is around, it can switch. And I think that's almost a callback to why they all have the mirror in there. And each mirror is a reflection of the backside of their other version. So, just a nice little callback to it. Morpheus, obviously the stronger of the 2 knights at the 28. If it's special summoned by Dream Mirror monster, target a card on the field and destroy it. And then, of course, he can change into the White Knight. The White Knight's effect, when special summoned by the effect of a Dream Mirror monster, activate this card effect. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects during this turn. So again, that's pretty cool. He gives himself some immunity, definitely a good block. Then you have the brand new character Naroi. Now, I've been messing with this guy, and I love him. It starts off with saying, if a Dream Mirror monsters is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then make this card become dark. So, if you guys have played Dream Mirror before, you know that you have to fuse 2 different attributes of Dream Mirror. And right there, he says, number 1, I'm an extender. And number 2, I'm going to go ahead and become the opposite of whatever's on the field by either staying light or changing to dark and make this possible immediately. And I think it's pretty cool because, again, if you look at the Oneros cards, let me see how good I am with my left hand here. Take a good quick look there. One's got purple hair, one's got pink hair, and yet that's probably Noroi as the boss, which would explain the duality of the effect. The best part about this is if this is special summoned by the effect of a Dream Mirror monster, which, by the way, his own effect is an effect of a Dream Mirror monster. So, yeah, activate the effect. If Dream Mirror Joy is on the field, bounce a spell trap your opponent controls to the hand, and then after that, if Dream Mirror Terror is on the field, draw 1 card, and then shuffle a card from your hand into the deck. Yeah. So he kind of helps correct a lot of the issues with the fact that there's no real space for a draw card. He doesn't exactly load the discard pile, which is why I try to stay away from Pot of Avarice and too much Chaos play right now. And it really does help you bring it to where it is more of a pure build. So Noroi, 3 copies. No worries there. Phantazos, the foe. When special summoned by Dream Mirror, this can attack directly during the turn. It's also the more combative of the 2 versions of Phantazos. And then, of course, the friend. If special summoned by Dream Mirror monster effect, you can target a level 8 or lower Dream Mirror in the graveyard except Phantazos and special summon it in defense mode. Now, level 8 or lower should again be every Dream Mirror character because, yep, Morpheus is an 8. This really only discriminates against your the Oneros. So again, this will allow you to again build board. Again, if you're trying to link, that's always going to be a big deal. Moving over to the spells, we have the Dream Mirror Phantasms. When this is activated, you add 1 Dream Mirror monster from deck to hand. So this is going to be our tutor card. And in addition, we get to plus minus the field. So if Dream Mirror Joy is in a field zone, all monsters I control gain 500 AD. And if Terror is in a field zone, all monsters my opponents control lose 500 AD, which can immediately split the field by 1,000 before actually realizing anything else. So, good stuff. You got the Dream Mirror Chaos. This is actually our fusion spell. So you do this quick play, so you can use it to push for games. Again, you can do it during the battle phase, activate it from the hand. All sorts of fun stuff. Fusion summon 1 Dream Mirror fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters that you control as fusion material. If Joy's on the field, though, then you can also use the cards in your hand. And if Terror's in the field, then you can also banish from the graveyard as well. So gaining more and more effects based on which field spell or spells are in play, which really means we want to get to Hypnagogia as fast as possible. Again, Joy. During the end phase, you can banish this card to activate a Dream Mirror Terror directly from hand or deck. You could only use this effect once per turn. Dream Mirror monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects or their monsters' attacks. So that's okay, except your Dream Mirror monsters with the highest level. So again, whoever the biggest boss is on your side of the field is the only target, which is fine. This effect is only applied while you control a light Dream Mirror monster. Now, I'm not sure if you actually need to be the one to control it, or if I can have all these effects while this is on my opponent's side. That's something that never really came up in the past. The Terror, during the end phase, you can banish this one, play Joy directly from hand or deck, and then use the effect of Terror once per turn. Each time the opponent special summons a monsters, inflict 300 to the opponent. This is only applied while you control a Dark Dream Mirror monster. Again, I usually send this one over to my opponent's side of the field because I know for a fact that the way that this one's worded, this is working for the entire field altogether. So I never had an issue with Joy. I always put Joy on my side and Terror on their side. And then, of course, every time they start special summoning monsters, because I have a Dark Dream Mirror, And again, once you had Onieros back in the day, he was light and dark at the same time, so you got both effects simultaneously. And that little chip damage actually helps win the games. So, moving over to the traps, you have the Hypnagogia. This allows you to choose a Dream Mirror and Terror from hand and or deck. Place one in your field zone and the other in the opponent's field zone, both face up. Activate only one of these per turn. That's fine. Oneiromancy, the counter trap that they came with. You could activate one of the following effects. When your opponent activates a spell trap while Mirror of Joy is in a field zone, negate and destroy. And when your opponent would special summon monsters while Dream Mirror Terror is in a zone, negate and destroy. You can only activate one of these per turn, but under Hypnagogia, you're going to be able to choose from both effects. Again, we got the brand new trap recap. So if a Dream Mirror monster you control will be attributed to activate its own effect, you can shuffle it into the deck instead of sending it to the graveyard. And that's good. The only problem is it's not optional. So, like, when you start to worry about playing the Onieros as a loop, this can actually get in your way. But in addition, it allows you to run them at slightly smaller numbers. And again, if you guys were wanting to add other engines into the deck, maybe play a little more of a chaos package, then this would allow you to do that because you're not really losing your resources. You just pick and choose which cards you want to add so that you don't end up banishing everything that you wanted. You could also send this face-up card to the graveyard to place one of your Dream Mirror Joy or Terror that is banished or in the graveyard face-up on your field. Then you can special summon a monster from your hand that specifically lists the card that you decided to place. So that's fine. It does have a little bit of play once it's destroyed anyway, or when you choose to send it. We do use the strikes, and again, the strikes are here. We want to stop the special summons, or we want to be able to stop the hand traps, so getting rid of monster effects is pretty important. Kind of a basic main deck build. Let's talk about the extra deck, and really, we only need to talk about the two fusions. I think you guys understand every other card here. So, let's just talk about Onieros Earl King. Two Dream Mirror monsters with different attributes. While this face up, it's also considered dark. You can also use each of the following effects once per turn. So, first effect, if another monster you control is tributed, except during the damage step, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. So, causing your switch outs is going to net you some, regular benefit, plus destroying a card and doing some spot damage, spot removal to the opponent. And secondly, if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one Dream Mirror monster in the graveyard, except Earl King, which is fine because this is actually how you want to substitute back to the new one. So the new one being the Dream Mirror Tormentor. Again, two Dream Mirror monsters with different attributes. While face up on the field, it is also considered a light attribute. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. First effect, when a monster effect is activated while Dream Mirror of Terror is in a field zone, quick effect, negate that effect. So again, he's just going to quickly stop monster effects, which is going to help us in the long run, especially against hand traps. And secondly, if Dream Mirror Joy is in a field zone, quick effect, you may tribute this and special summon one Onieros, the Dream Mirror Earl King, from the extra deck in defense mode. And again, that'll allow us to stop a monster effect and then trib him out and go into this one. And now the next time somebody tributes for an effect, we get that destroy. And then when he's destroyed, he can bring back the original Tormentor. And this will allow you to loop between them as long as recap's not on the board. Again, your Abyss Dweller, you're just trying to get rid of, monster effects in the graveyard. I put in Exciton Knight. You guys could play one of a million other cards. I'm sure Tornado Dragon would be another good option with his double MST. I just did the Exciton Knight just in case you did have to go and your opponent does do something and they open crazy and you just want to reset the game and blow up the field. So the links are pretty self-explanatory. Again, Apollosa, if you find yourself able to put yourself into a controlling aspect. Blackluster Soldier because he can win games. Boral Sword because he can win games. Cross Sheep for the fusion effect, special summon a level 4 or lower monster from the graveyard. And again, if you're using the Phantasos, if you're using the brand new Noroi, if you are using the Eiklis in order to fuse for our Oneros, Cross Sheep has you. He's going to go ahead, he's going to special summon that character back, and he's going to be able to get you moving forward to a bigger Link build afterwards. So that's always good. IP Masquerena is a good card for building our board. We do have the Cerberus, the Phoenix, and the Unicorn. I think you guys are tired of me talking about them. And my tech choice here was the Almirage. Now I know, looking back at this, especially if you decided to like sideboard in Kaijus, I'm sure Relinquished Anima would be a good choice, and Link Karibo is a good choice because of how many ones are in here. But there were so many that actually fit the bill for the Almirage summoning. So you need a normal summon monster with 1,000 or less attack. Quick effect, you contribute this card, target a monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by opponent card effects this turn, and when a normal summon monster is destroyed by battle, while this is in the graveyard, you can special summon this. I'm just looking at being able to set him up as part of a protection for the rest of my turn. So you do that, you might get the other, either dark or light that you needed in the discard pile for your Blackluster Soldier, which is fine. And I personally like Almirage, and I want to see him come back into like the main portion of the game again. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys have made it a little difficult. I think I'm going to have to show this deck off here within the next couple of days. We're nearing the 250 subs. So I'd like to give you guys that deck sooner. And I got some cool stuff planned for Valentine's Day and the wife's birthday. So I'll see you later on. We'll have a speed duel deck coming out in another couple of days. And we'll pick up from there. So I'll see you guys later.